Mrs. Doubtfire. Woo! Hey y'all, welcome back. I'm so excited to do this video because it is my 6-month update and weigh-in. It's so hard for me to believe that I've been keto for 6 months and I haven't given up. Sometimes I still have to pinch myself to know that this is real and I did it. You know, I've come this far, so I have a long way to go, but I stuck with something and that's an amazing thing for me. So I want to tell you a little bit about where I was when I started. I started on July 25th of 2016, and this is embarrassing to say, and I've never said my starting weight or where I am now or anything like that out loud or publicly, but when I started, I weighed 283 pounds, and it's embarrassing to me that I let myself get to that point, but I have no excuse. It just happened. I was addicted, I was sick, I was, unhealthy. There's so many people that have the same problem, and it's so hard to fix it because food is everywhere, and it's not even food that's good for you for the most part. It's food that's just going to make you more and more sick and more overweight and obese and all of that. But I'm not going to dwell on that, and I'm not going to feel too bad, and I'm not going to be embarrassed because I'm not there anymore, and I'm never going to be there again. And so, 6 months ago, I weighed 283 pounds, and this morning I just weighed in, and this is what I weighed. $231.4. Okay, I'm sorry that was a little unprofesh. I have never done a weigh-in before, and I just used my phone. Next time I'll do it better. I'll get my tripod and my camera down there and do it that way. But that was my first weigh-in that I filmed, so it'll get better, I promise. So I weighed in at 231.4. That's a 6-month total loss of 52.4 pounds. Y'all, I'm beside myself with excitement and pride. And I took my measurements today, and I didn't take my measurements when I first started. Like I said, I started in July, and I didn't record my first measurements until August. Yeah, so I didn't record my first measurements until August, and even then I didn't record very many measurements. I recorded my waist, hips, left arm, and right thigh. So I just did those right before I did this video. I took those measurements. But for what I recorded from a month after I started keto today, my waist, I started at 45 inches, and today it was 37 inches, so that's an 8-inch loss. My hips started at 58 inches. They're now 48 inches. That's a 10-inch loss. My left arm started at 19 inches. It's now 15 inches. So that's a 4-inch loss, and my right thigh started at 34 inches. It's now 26 inches. So that's an 8-inch loss. In total, with just those measurements, I've lost 31 inches all around. So that's not too shabby at all. I'm actually pretty shocked. Y'all, I can't tell you how happy I am and how grateful I am that I found this. And for all of y'all, I think about this all the time. The first social media I did with my keto stuff was Instagram, and I remember just starting it to kind of keep myself accountable, and I was just being myself and recording my journey, and all of a sudden all of these people show up, and they're so supportive and loving and encouraging, and I just don't know how I could have gotten through some days without that community. Not to say that the people in your life and your friends won't be supportive of you, it's just not as big of a deal to them as it is to someone else who's going, through the same thing. But I'm telling y'all, I am so grateful for every single one of y'all and all of the support. And yeah, putting myself out there like this was so scary at first. And even this video is kind of scary for me because I've never put my weight out there at all. And but I don't care because I want everyone to know where I started. I was almost 300 pounds. I can't wrap my brain around that still. But it doesn't matter where you're starting. What matters is that you start and that you keep doing it day after day. I feel like you're going to lose 100 pounds in the first, couple months. It's not going to happen. And don't get your mind all worked up about the amount of time it's going to take, because you'll be like, what? It's going to take a year? It's going to take 2 years? Why even start? Why even bother? But I'm telling y'all, this 6 months has gone by in just a blink of an eye. And in 6 months, I've lost 50 pounds. Take this time in your life to focus on you. I don't want to be unkind or to sound too blunt or rude, but you've done this to yourself. I did this to myself for years. You've done this to yourself. Take a year, take a couple years, and fix yourself. Fix the damage that you've done. You deserve to take a look at yourself and to tell yourself, you are worth this. You can undo some of the damage that you've done. Do it. I know it seems so overwhelming, so much information and so much time and energy, but all you have to do is start, and all you have to do the next day is start again. Just keep going. And I've had days where I've messed up. I've had days where I've eaten off plan, but I have always gone back. And I think that's the difference in all the times I've tried and now. And I think this time I was just ready. I was ready to conquer my addiction. I was ready to stop living the miserable, sick life that I was before. And I did it. All I did was start and keep going. No matter who you are, what you've done, how you've treated your body, it doesn't matter. You can start and you can keep going. But you have to want it more than you're afraid of it. You have to want it more than you're afraid of what people are going to say. You have to want it more than you are scared of the haters that will come out of nowhere, and they'll come out of nowhere. You have to want it more than you're afraid to fail like you failed in the past. Believe me, I didn't tell anybody besides Jake when I first started this, because I was like, you know what, I've tried so many times and I failed every time, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to go right back to what you were before, and you had made this big deal about, oh, I'm healthy, new me, all this. You gotta want it for yourself. Nobody can want it for you. There are resources everywhere. Don't feel like you can't do this. If you want to do this, don't get scared. Don't get caught up in all the technical stuff. Just start. And we're here to help. Thank y'all from the bottom of my heart for all the support and all the love. I appreciate it more than I can possibly put into words. Any hate that I ever get, all of the love that I get from y'all overshines that. Thank you. I love y'all so much. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm here to help, and I love to help. So I will see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.